Welcome to One-on-One. I'm Greg Bassey, your host from the Salisbury Independent newspaper, and today we have one of the great business leaders in our community, Jim Hartstein. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, you're head of the insurance market, and you've got a new community role that you're playing. You're the new president of the United Way of the Lower Eastern Shore.
Sure, yeah, actually. Just became the president. We'll become the president in July of 17, and I'm incredibly excited about that. I feel very blessed to have been able to serve our United Way in a lot of capacities, and excited for another great year.
Now, I've been in these meetings, and you've been the financial guy. Sort of keeping an eye on the books and stuff.
Sure.
And it's been fascinating to watch your commitment to that. Mm-hmm. How much time commitment is that when you're a part of something like this?
And I would say, as you kind of move up the ranks, the commitment does become a little more involved. But it's really an easy transition between my professional life and my not-for-profit volunteer life.
Right.
One of the things that I've really fallen in love with about the United Way is the business acumen is incredible.
Right.
They speak the language of business very, very well. We know that even though we're in a not-for-profit, and that's an IRS tax code, we have to be generating and operating with revenues revenues greater than expenses in order to be sustainable for the community. So
right.
That part of it's been a very natural transition, and it's really kind of helped my development both in my professional life as well.
I hadn't thought about that, but that's exactly true. The other nonprofits used to call and they would just ask for money.
Sure.
But United Way comes to your business and they make the pitch. They get your employees involved.
They do.
And it's not a sell job; it's an inclusion job.
Right.
They identify the problems in the community, and they really get the business involved in what's going on.
Sure. I think the other thing in preparing for today, the other thing that I was thinking about was the other real common thread. So I'm a commercial insurance broker.
Right.
That's what we do at the insurance market. We're a broker. We work in the business of trust, and I would say that United Way, we're very much in that same business, transparency and trust, and that's another kind of common thread with the two industries.
Right. Now, you won a big award at the United Way this year. Did you know that was coming?
I did not. No, I did not.
Which award was it? The Spirit?
It was the President's Award.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So again, and incredibly honored. The awards are fantastic, and they do sit prominently in my office.
You look surprised. I didn't know if it was scripted, but you really did look surprised.
Well, thank you. No, I was. I absolutely was. But I think surprised because, I've told Kathleen, I've told the other folks many times, I could never give back what the United Way's given to me. So
right.
I feel like I'm still pretty far ahead of the game. So I feel very blessed in that regard. Yeah.
You mentioned Kathleen Momme. She's the executive director.
Correct.
She's amazing.
Yeah, and a true mentor for me. She's really, as our transition in our business has been very recent to being in ownership. She's been a huge help and a huge mentor for me, and I feel very, very honored to have her friendship.
That's cool. This year they set a record for fundraising.
We did, yeah. Yeah, the community continues to give and continues to be, strong believers in what we do. Times have not always been easy. We're in a good period now, and the community's rewarding us for that. I also like to think it's because we've been very transparent and acted as good stewards of donor dollars as well.
Yeah, the 2008, 9, and 10, those were tough years for everybody.
They really were. We had some unique challenges, just sort of the way our model works. We were essentially a year behind, so we did have to have some very tough conversations with partners that we fund, but those conversations were well received. And I think, I tell this when I talk to the team a lot, is you can have those difficult conversations if you have a little bit of equity, trust equity in the bank, and I like to think we do have that.
Right. I think the goal for this year was $2 million. You did $2.3 million.
We did. So
what's the goal for this year coming up?
I want to say it's 2.2, 2.1 or 2.2. I've got a lot of numbers rolling around in my head. So, but yeah, we do. It is a stretch. So like I said, we're going to need the community now more than we've ever. But I think it's because our community is still hurting in a lot of places.
Right.
You know, I think that's another reason why I love the work with the United Way, is that while we focus on health, income, and education, we can also pivot really quickly as the needs change. You know, we mentioned 2008, 2009. At that point, financial stability was a huge need for us and essentially the country, right? So we were able to pivot at that point. Now the opioid epidemic and some of the mental health and substance abuse issues are they're significant. So if we can pivot and focus a little more on that, we have the opportunity to. So I like that flexibility. It allows us to really truly help the community where it needs it most.
Yeah, flexibility is important. I mean, you look at that with the opioid situation. They've identified the problem. They're trying to divert money to that way. The reading program was an example of that, where there was a problem with kids not reading, starting school unprepared. United Way stepped in and tried to fix that, and it's actually worked.
Yeah, and the beauty of our agency too, and I talk about the business acumen, is with the KPIs and the out data as well. So we can make a correlation between, and not on a one-on-one basis because you get into privacy situations, but a correlation between students who are involved in Imagination Library, and then how that translates to their grades, and then how does that translate to behavioral issues, and how does that translate to the family dynamic as a whole. So yeah, there's a lot of layers to this onion, but we can start to pick one or two that we're going to focus on, and then the mushroom effect is great for all of us.
Yeah, and I have a note to write about that because the quantitative data is in, and it's proven that these kids given these books are performing well at the later age.
Sure, and again, that's the part that I love about it. You know, we in the not-for-profit world, we do talk a lot about stories, and because there's an emotional human connection there. But when you can support that with real facts, it becomes that much more powerful. And I've said a lot of times in our work with United Way, I don't ever want to lose that human feel because it's imperative to what we do. But if we can support it with data and analytics, then yeah, we're moving in the right direction.
So many of the business people I talk to, people who run their own business, I ask them why they're not more involved in nonprofits, and they always say they're just too busy. They don't have time. How are you able to find the time?
Black coffee helps. Black coffee helps. But no, it's easy when you love it. I mean, I think you can make the time. And you calendar it. And the team at United Way, they know. I mean, they know we're running around, so they don't ask too much. But when I know they ask that they need, and that's when I can help. So, yeah. And when you can see results and you feel really ownership.
Right.
That's what is your position on the board too. We really do. I feel a sense of ownership of the agency. It's my United Way. It's our United Way. And when you can get to that level, then I think that's where you get more participation.
Yeah, when I'm on the board, the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm thinking there must have been a glitch in the system that allowed me to be here part of this.
How did this work out? Right, exactly.
Like they didn't really read my application all the way.
Sure.
But it's an honor just to sit there with these people who are completely committed, and they have all these ideas about what should be done.
Yeah.
And it's kind of competitive that way.
It is.
But it's really interesting.
Sure. And sharp folks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
very smart people.
So we're blessed to have that. The same thing when they said, a couple of years ago, they asked me if I wanted to transition towards presidency. I'm like, did you dial the right number? But that's the other thing is I think all ships rise in high tide, and I think when you're in that room with, again, great business minds and just great philanthropists and great civic leaders, then you grow as a person. And that's one thing that I can absolutely say that I've seen in my own personal life is that growth. And yeah, so feel like you're getting better, you're getting stronger, helping the community, and it's easy to commit the time.
You probably hear this all the time. You might be the youngest United Way president that I can remember.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little competitive, so I've confirmed that. That is true.
Is it true?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and I was thinking about that today too, and that's incredibly humbling. But it's only because I've been able to serve with some fantastic presidents in the time. Pete Bucas from Interstate Containers.
Very good guy.
Great guy. Gus LeBois was also president. Kathy, who's now actually on the staff.
Kathy Thomas.
Who's on the staff.
Did an amazing job.
So, and Rick, Rick Nelson from Nelson's Nationwide. They've left some big shoes to fill, but again, I've been able to grow up in United Way and seen some really strong leadership. So I'm excited, very excited.
They all have a way about them, and they're serious, but they're focused, and they believe in helping people.
And that genuine care for our community and care for the human life just in our area you can't fake that.
Yeah.
It comes from the right place. So yeah, I'm very, very honored to call those folks my friends.
Being a young guy in business in Salisbury, I've always my friends and I talk about this all the time, where when we were growing up, there was a real group of aggressive Salisbury businessmen, very proactive, very young, who probably made Salisbury what it is. And then my generation really didn't capitalize on it. We didn't have a lot of great leaders in my generation. But now you see these young guys who are in charge of Salisbury again, including yourself and our young mayor. I mean, comparatively young to me, they're young. And you see this all the time with these young, dynamic leaders who really have a vision for Salisbury now.
Right. Yeah.
Talk about your role in that.
I appreciate being considered. A lot of those same folks with Jake, our mayor, and Brad Gillis and Joey Gilgerson, Chris Eccleston. These are my friends. So it's easy to it's easy to kind of come together with that common vision. But I think I think the time is right. But I think what you have is young folks who they love our community and they know that this place holds something special and just passionate about telling people that. And so to be considered in that group is a blessing and it's something I'm very proud of. But yeah, we've got a lot of work to do, but I think we've got the right group to run with it.
And having a family business, I guess you guys pretty much came out of Delaware.
We did. My grandfather founded the agency in 1975, and my father and my uncle were the majority partners for a while.
Right.
And then now my brother and my cousin and I are running the day to day. So it is a lot of fun, and family business is interesting.
People think it's just all gravy, but I know it's not.
No, I tell you, I wouldn't want it any other way. You can really work on your communication skills.
Well, I just grew up on a farm with a bunch of farmers around, and they were all competitive. Just Thanksgiving dinner was like a business meeting. It wasn't always just family stuff. It was kind of tough at times to talk about that.
I tell the joke. I say, my mother says when we come to dinner, I don't want to talk about the Phillies. I don't want to talk about the Eagles, and I don't want to talk about insurance. I said, well, I got nothing to say to y'all, right? I mean, that's the only things we have in common. No, but it is fun, and I really wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah. Now, being a smart, educated, good-looking guy, you could live anywhere. Yeah. You could have gone to Western Shore. Why are you here?
First, it was the insurance market, the agency, having that opportunity. The family legacy is very important to us. But then it just became so much more. I mean, I'm originally from Laurel, and very proud of that. And my wife's from Salisbury too. I mean, had the opportunity to live other parts of the country, other parts of the world, but this is still always just home. I mean, you can be at the beach in 30 minutes, and Baltimore and D.C. in a couple hours. So this is home. It always has been, always will be. It's
a great place to raise kids. You're talking about being in Berlin the other night. How much fun is that? It's just a fun place.
It's small town Americana. I mean, and it's iconic. It's the way things should be, in my opinion, and all of our families here. So that's a big deal for us. We get to see the grandparents all the time. We have 2 young children, and so you get to see the grandparents all the time, and it's home for us. So it's a perfect night, beautiful night.
So campaign starts in the fall.
It does,
and that's when United Way will be going out to businesses, actually soliciting money. So give me a little speech right now about why someone's business should have United Way come in and talk to the employees, or what people can do to help support the United Way.
Sure. The first thing, the ways to support the United Way, there are many. What I would hope people to do is direct them to the website, UnitedWayForUs.org.
It's a great website.
Number 4. Yeah. UnitedWayForUs.org. Check out our website. Several different avenues to engage. Some new ones that are going to be popping up this year, so excited about that. But to your first question, to that business owner, we truly do view and refer to those presentations as an invitation to give. What we want to do at the United Way is explain what it is we're doing, why the community needs are so great, and give them that soft invitation for the employees to participate. It is at very little, if any, cost to the employer to do that.
Right.
It's just a matter of 15 minutes with
just
your folks.
Time.
Yep, exactly. 15 minutes with your folks. We'll tell them what's going on. If there's follow-up questions, we'll let them know how to become involved. So yes, that's the real ask is you get the employer gets great PR from it. You can get a lot of real good reciprocity there, and then the employees get an opportunity to know a little bit more what's going on plugged in the community. One other sort of unique aspect is this emerging leaders program. That we
Right,
have.
that's right. You're very involved in that.
Yes,
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Since I've been with my enrollment on the executive committee, I've had to step back from some of that. But if we have an employer who is looking to maybe grow or develop a young person there on their team, getting them plugged into that emerging leaders could be a really good fit. Maybe they want to serve on other boards for other not-for-profits, our partners or not. It's a really good way to learn that process. So yeah, that's a really good developmental tool for that employer who's got a member or two that they're looking to grow.
Jim, thanks for being here today.
I appreciate your time. I appreciate you asking me.
He's Jim Hartstein. He's the new president of the United Way, and he also runs the insurance market, and we're thrilled to have him here today. Thanks.
Thank you.
We're joined now by Olivia Momme, who's in here to talk about Dine United, which is one of those things that I don't really understand how it works. Olivia, what is Dine United?
Dine United started last year when Cole Toston joined our board. He is the VP at Embers and Blue Crab House in Ocean City, and he wanted to get everybody over there more involved. We can't do our traditional employee campaign because they're so seasonal, so he decided to create a competition, really.
And this thing's been a tremendous success.
It has, partly because it's so easy for the restaurants. It's
Right.
their busy season, so we wanted to make it as easy as possible for them. So they get to pick how they want to fundraise, and they just keep track of it through their computer system, and that's really all that we ask of them, and obviously the money. And then we, in turn, give them a ton of free PR. So we have newspaper ads, radio commercials, TV commercials, e-marketing. We're constantly pushing people to go and visit these restaurants and try their specials because they're helping their neighbors in need by doing so.
You know, I grew up in Ocean City, and Sam and Irv Toston, who started the Embers and the Bonfire, were giants in the restaurant business in that town. The Embers used to be the place that we all went for the most special occasion dinners.
Yeah.
You know, not even like your 10th birthday. It had to be like your 25th. It was always an important event that you went to the Embers. And I used to, when they passed, I always wondered what the family would do. And it's still, the grandson has really taken this thing to a new level. I'm just really excited about the future of those businesses.
Yeah, no, they're doing wonderfully. And Blue opened just a couple years ago, and
Right.
it's a great place.
It's a fun place there.
It is. There's so much outdoor seating. It's always busy every time I'm there.
Yeah, they have a hummus thing on their menu that I just love.
And tuna poke tacos.
It's
That is
unbelievable.
their Dine United
It's
special.
fun. It's kind of
They're
tucked
so
away.
good.
People don't really know where it is. But anyway, if I'm a diner, I'm not going to spend any more money. This is a
No.
restaurant contribution.
Exactly. So it's easy. It's easy for them to feel like they're giving back, but it's not like they're paying extra for any of these specials. It's just that portion of the proceeds are being given to us.
Now, how much is this raised?
Last year, we did it for 2.5 months and raised over $44,000.
$44,000 for the
Yeah.
United Way, right over the transom. That's
we
great.
were all pretty impressed by that. Our goal was to have 12 restaurants on board and raise like $20,000. And we had 25 restaurants that raised, like I said, over $44,000. So we were pretty excited by that.
And how long is this effort going to go?
It started June 1st this year, and it'll go until the end of September. So it's a little bit longer this year.
And what are some of the restaurants?
Oh, my goodness.
Because all of us Salisbury people like to go down there and eat. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
There are 28 of them.
Okay, you can't name all 28.
Nope.
but-
2 of the dough roller locations are
Right.
participating.
Which
They're
is the
doing
Gibbs family, which is tremendous.
yes. I grew up with Kevin.
Yeah.
They have their personal pizza that they're donating a portion of that to us. Both of the Phillips locations are doing a calamari special. I mentioned Blue and Embers already. There's a lot of pool bars. 10 of the Harrison Group properties are involved with their
Excellent.
pool bars. Yeah. So it's pretty exciting. There's a nice mix of food and drink specials.
Right.
And it's all on our website. So if you're in town, you want to see what the specials are, just go to our website. There's a tab, and it'll direct you exactly where to go.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How long is the campaign going to go this time?
It is about 4 months.
4 months, okay.
Yep.
So it'll be through the
And
summer season.
It'll be the whole summer season. And because we did so well with Dine United last year, we branched out into hotels this year as well.
Yeah, now tell me about this. It's Stay United.
It's called Stay United.
Okay.
Yep. And it's the same general concept. They pick how they want to fundraise. Most people are featuring a percentage off of their Rodney rate, so their weekday rate. And they give a portion of that to us. And in turn, we're giving them, again, a ton of free PR. So it makes them want to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
How much do you hope to raise with this?
Well, this is our first year with Stay United. So I'd say around 30,000.
That's great.
Yeah. Anne Marie Dickerson, she has
From
the Francis Scott Key. Yep. She decided basically how much she wanted to fundraise because she pretty much knew she would be booked most of the summer. So
Right.
she knew doing a percentage off of this rate would be a donation of around $5,000. So it was pretty neat to kind of have that hope going into it, that was her goal to give to us. So
It's funny, growing up in Ocean City, her father, Kenny Baker, and her mother, Barbara,
yeah.
Anne-Marie was my sister's age, and I remember her as a little girl in our house, and now she has one of the biggest hotels. I mean, she's advanced it way beyond what her father did with it.
Oh yeah.
Just tremendous, just great entrepreneurship.
And that pool, oh my
That's
goodness.
a great pool.
We were just talking about it the other day.
It's a
People will
great
go
winter
over there
destination.
just to,
Yeah,
yep.
if you're just bored in Salisbury and it's cold, they have an indoor pool at the Francis Scott Key. That's
Yep.
tremendous.
You have to stay there. So you
Yeah.
have to book one room night, but you can go to the pool.
It's
yeah.
great for birthday parties, and yeah,
Exactly.
it's really awesome.
Yeah.
What else does United Way got going on?
We also have Play United coming next spring. So it'll be with golf courses.
Really?
Just in the spring. It'll be April and May. So that's exciting. That's
Is there
still,
any end to this
it's
thing?
very early in the works. So that's about all the details I have on that one. But it's pretty exciting to see that one grow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Could you have like Drive United for car dealerships?
No, I think we should take a little break.
Just, yeah, keep it simple.
Dine, stay, play. That's a lot.
Now, there was a Dine United in Wycomico County in Salisbury.
Yep, there still is Dine United Salisbury. We had 12 restaurants on. We were just going to do it for 3 months, and we decided to branch it out through the whole year of 2017. So we have about 5 or 6 restaurants on right now.
What are some of the name restaurants so I know where to go?
Irish Penny,
Okay, fun.
yep. They're featuring all of their premium whiskey. So,
Fun.
yeah.
Double fun.
exactly. That one's exciting. See who else? Mojo's, the Brick Room. So there are a few really good ones in there.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's great. You just had your big annual meeting.
we did.
300 people were there.
Yes, it was our biggest annual meeting yet.
Why?
But it didn't feel like it. It was
It was
nice.
great. It was at UMES,
Yeah.
a great facility, and the food was good, and it was just fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it's
great-
nice to update people and give them a little bit more of the story about our campaign. Not everybody knows all of the goings on,
Right.
so gets everyone in there. And it's a big congratulations for them too. It's a lot of our coordinators and people like that, so it's nice to acknowledge them in a special way.
And Cole was recognized for that.
Yes, he did. He was the Worcester County Volunteer of the Year, so that was pretty exciting.
That's tremendous, and that he gets that because he helped raise a lot of money.
He helped raise a lot of money. He came up with the whole idea, so he was very groundbreaking with that. So we thought he should definitely be acknowledged.
That's great. Now you all always have something going on. I hear about
Always.
this Christmas in July thing. What is
Yep,
that?
Christmas in July. It'll
I mean,
be
I spend
July
enough in
27th.
December as it is. I mean, I have to have another Christmas, or how does this work?
No, our ELs get together and do a pool day. It's like a barbecue at the Elks Lodge in Salisbury.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the 27th.
The
which is-
27th
okay.
of July, yeah. And a portion of those proceeds will help them with their Christmas packages in the winter.
And it's a great, huge pool there, so you'll be able to
It
get a
is.
lot of people in.
It's so nice. And they'll be guest bartending as well. A few of the ELs will be guest bartending, so it should be pretty fun.
And the fall event that's grown tremendously is the Cornament.
Ornament, yeah. That's actually sponsored by the Elks as well this year. This is their first year sponsoring.
Okay, so it'll be at the Elks, not
It
the
will
stadium.
be at the
Okay.
Elks, yep. It'll be October 14th. So that'll be exciting. I'm interested to see how they'll do it there.
And that's a
Be a nice
special day
change.
because it's my birthday. So
Oh, look at that.
maybe you should honor me during
Yeah.
that event.
The Greg Bassett Cornhole Tournament. I like it.
People have said I'm corny or worse, actually, mostly. Yeah.
Huh, I could
that's
see that.
that's a fun event, and the teams, you're encouraging teams.
Yes, we always encourage teams. A lot of companies will have a team. It's great team building. It's a
Yeah.
nice little team building activity. Get people together, working together. So
And some people are so good at this, and others just don't have a clue. It's amazing the level, the just different talent
Yes.
that people have for cornament.
yeah, I
Cornhole.
am terrible. Nobody ever wants me on their team. But it's fun, and that's all that it's really about. I mean, you don't have to be great to be a part of it.
And then the big event is in December.
Yeah, our holiday ball. It will be the 2nd of December this
Can
year.
it get any bigger?
No, it cannot.
It-
We are capping it this year.
It
We
sells
will
out
only
pretty much
have-
every year.
It sells out the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're capping it at 500 this year.
So what happens at the holiday ball?
What doesn't happen at the holiday ball?
Well, I haven't been
There-
in many years.
There is lots of dancing, great food. We do it at the Hyatt every year.
At the Hyatt in Cambridge.
Yeah, so it's a very nice event, black tie optional, so it gives people an excuse to dress up, which
Right.
they really love. We have a phenomenal silent auction and a live auction as well. So it's always something that people look forward to. And it's about a month before Christmas, so you have time to get those last minute Christmas gifts in while
Yeah.
you're there.
Where's your website so I can go look at all this stuff?
UnitedWay, the number 4us.org. And you can check out everything, all the details on Holiday Ball, Cornament, Dine United, and Stay United.
Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
She's Olivia Momme from the United Way, and we're thrilled to have her. Lots of stuff going on at the United Way. Look at their website and pay attention because they are the great money raisers for so many groups in our town. I'm Greg Bassett from the Salisbury Independent Newspaper, another edition of 101 right here on PAC 14.
First Shore Federal is proud to support PAC 14 and one-on-one. We'd encourage every business to support PAC 14 and pick a program and support it, and let's make a difference.
Hi, I'm Olivia Momme, and I'm excited to share with you our new Dine United Salisbury competition. It is not too late to join. Feel free to call me at 410-742-5143. Thanks so much.